I'm delighted, happy to have a very special man, a great actor, if I may say, and God knows that I'm very picky with actors. And even though people say that I'm very sweet, and I'm giving, and I'm kind, and all that, in terms of acting, I'm a picky woman, and God knows I'm not easy to please. I'm not easy to please. Tonight I have a very special guest, Danny O'Shea. Danny, right?
Yes.
Danny O'Shea.
Yeah, my friends call me Danny.
Danny,
yeah,
it's such a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise.
Gary Michael Evans was the one who brought us together. How long ago did we met? 2 years ago?
About 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember back then, I was really nervous sitting down with you because you came across, I mean, your energy as an actor is very powerful. Danny, you're intimidating. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be so shocking to hear, but I remember when I said to myself, I'm going to sit down with this man. I was awfully nervous because you have this energy about you on the screen that is just powerful, very powerful,
well,
and therefore intimidating.
Oh, gee, I hope I'm not intimidating tonight.
No, I feel I shouldn't say I know you, but after the first time that I sit down with you, I said, oh, what a wonderful man, so kind and so talented. Elizabeth Kemp, we were talking about Elizabeth, she's...
Oh, yeah. Such a sweetheart, yeah.
Yeah, she's a big fan of your work. Danny.
Well, I'm flattered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very talented man. So how are you doing, everyone?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How about you?
Busy.
Yeah, I'm pretty busy, doing what I can.
Yes, yeah. I know. We're going to be talking about two things going on. Broken Angels, right?
Yes.
We're going to talk about that and Snitches. So let's go one by one. Can we talk about the first one, Broken Angels, the casting, the director, the process, how you got casted for this?
Sure. Broken Angels is one of those stories. It was a friend of mine in the business, another actor, was going up for this part in this little film, independent film, and he had some conflict in his schedule. He couldn't do it. So he was kind enough and gracious enough to suggest me to the director and the producer. So they set up an appointment with me. I went in. The director was sort of taken with me, and the fight choreographer is a big fan of films from the 80s and 90s, and he happened to see me in a few things.
Right.
And he had mentioned to the director, oh, this guy, you guys see this guy's whole thing or whatever.
Serious work.
Yeah, I guess serious work, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. So so the director was like, oh, yeah, okay. So they offered me the part, and that was it. And it was something that I really wanted to do because, since I first had the idea of acting, I'd always wanted to be in a blaxploitation film, martial arts kind of film, those types of movies, because when I was young, those were the types of movies that I grew up on. I'd play hooky from school, go to the movies, and these were the types of things that I would see, all day, sit in the movie theater. And that was the type of stuff that I saw,
Okay.
So, so that genre isn't done very much anymore, but this guy, was doing this, was the genre of this particular film, of Broken Angels, and I just had a ball. I loved it.
What about the other actors, working with the other actors, the process? Like, tell me a little bit about the process. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah. Working with the other actors, we have an extremely talented cast. Denise Divya Johnson, Leanne, Tony Amato, Stephen Hill, who's doing very well now. He's in this Lewis and Clark thing on cable. And, Yaron Yerbis and Michael Elliott, a lot of Jeremy Samples, of course, and Marcus Taylor, the fighter and fight choreographer. So we had a lot of that. There's a lot of fighting in the film, a lot of martial arts, because the fellow Jeremy, who's producing it, is also the lead actor. That's his background. That's his thing, He's an athlete, and he's a fight choreographer, a stunt person, and so there's a lot of that. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of shoot 'em up and stuff like this, but just a tremendous amount of fun. And I went in and did my whole thing, and was just got into it and just made myself real comfortable, and as I like to do, sometimes, and just and the director got it. He got it. Tony Clomax, and just was okay. Fine, just go with what you're doing. And
he let you room to create, or just pretty much, because some directors are pretty much like to explore. Some directors, they like to get very rigid about how they work. Everybody has a different method, I guess, right?
Everybody has a different method. Everybody's got a different thing, and I respect that. And but I try to go with that, But first, I'm going to bring, what I have.
Right.
This is here. This is what I came up with. This is my thing. And then, they can do whatever they want with it. Then,
Okay. Violence seems to trigger people, right? In whether it's a film or you see a lot on TV, whether it's fights or martial arts or boxing or violence, it triggers people. So I don't know how to explain it, but it's a fascination. And I think I'm fascinated to a certain degree. I don't know. It's just violence and I don't know. It's just something about it, right? That it creates like a chemical reaction. Like the more you see it, the more you need to see it. It's something like it's addictive.
It is addictive.
It is addictive.
It is addictive. Yeah, because that's the thing with watching films, watching TV. We have that luxury of being able to, from a distance, look at some of this stuff that we want to see, we're curious about.
Right.
I don't know if we like it, we like pain, but we're curious about it.
Right.
What's that like? What's that look like? What does that feel like? What are they feeling when they experience that? That kind of stuff,
Right.
People getting murdered, people getting beaten, people getting, all this stuff is sort of, we may not volunteer to get it done to us naturally, but still it's fascinating, sure, because it's something that we don't experience every day, thank God.
Right. But we live in tough times, as you know, Danny, and things are tough, right?
Things are very tough.
It's just a tough world, the one we live in.
Yeah, it is.
I tell you,
I know.
I don't know how we're doing it, but this is a crazy world. Everything is like out of control.
It is out of control. It is out of control, and that's one of the great things about. It's one of the great things about acting, right, or any kind of art, right, is that as an artist, you get a chance then to try as best as you can to use this, express it, make sense of it, if you will. Making sense is not so much because that gets into maybe philosophy or maybe under the a writer's domain.
Right.
Maybe writers take care of that, or philosophers, thinkers, and stuff. But as an actor, I think maybe painters, whoever the hell. I do. What I do is I try to express this.
Yeah.
Try to use this in what I'm doing, and because otherwise it could be overwhelming. Forget about it. You could just be, just a mess.
Right.
No, really.
Right. No, yeah, I agree with you 100%. You bring a lot of edge to what you do. There's a sense of danger with your work, and I think that's something that I love to see in actors. And God knows that every actor is talented their own way. I'm not, in terms of like method, not method, whatever you use to get there, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Sure.
like as actors, with my husband, I always talk about boxing and acting, the similarities.
There's a lot of similarities.
He says to me, this is very interesting because one is the fighter. You cannot compare the fighter who's training. Oh, that's a different fighter. The fighter who gets in a sparring session, that's a different fighter. And then the fighter, the day of the fight, is three different fighters.
Yes.
Okay, like Woody Allen says, right? One is the movie that you write, one is the movie that you cut, and one is the movie that you watch, that everybody has the privilege to see. I mean, everything is different. Actors go through different stages. Boxing and acting have similarities. But at the end of the story, and I'm thinking out loud here, please correct me if I'm mistaken, people are very much into a result, even though we as actors, we're interested in the process and we want to go through the process from A to C. At the end of the story, people want to see the show, they want to see the film, they want to see the movie, they want to see the play.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are we interested, excluding ourselves, but do you think the people, the audience in general, are they interested in the process? Or is that changing with everything? What do you think?
Wow, that's a loaded question. I
Yes.
think, it is changing, right? It
It's
is changing,
right?
Yeah. It is changing. Because people, there's so much information available today, whether that's
Right.
good or bad, so that there's veil that we used to have, what was behind the curtain, if you will. There is no more behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And people are, we have these different shows, which are all fantastic, inside the actor's studio, where you
I
have all
know.
these things. Now you have Dustin Hoffman teaching classes online, all this kind of stuff. So
It's
there's
incredible.
it's incredible.
Yes.
So there's sort of like, there's no more, let me peer behind, the curtain anymore. It's available to us now. We
Do you
know
think the
what people are
process should
doing.
be open? Yes or no? That's up to the actor, or is it
It's up to the
it's up to the actor.
It's up to the actor, because that's the thing. At the end of the day, I've worked with actors who were, all different disciplines.
Right.
Studied with different people, and very contrast. And you'd be surprised, some people you just thought, oh my God, I know what they're going to do already, and they just blow you away. And then there are other people that, you would think, oh my God,
Your
I better be
expectations
on.
are sky high.
And then your yeah, exactly. It's like, wow, what's that about? You never know. So there are a lot of parallels. Early on, I did a couple of films with boxers. I did a film called Streets of Gold with Klaus Maria Brandauer and Wesley Snipes, Adrian Pasdar, et cetera, Angela Molina. So.
That was the one with Terry Atlas doing the boxing, or I'm confused?
Teddy Atlas was
He was, I
consultant
interviewed
on
Terry
that.
Atlas. Yeah,
He
I
was on
interviewed
that.
him
Yeah.
5 years ago.
He was, yes, he was.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. I did that. I did a movie called Heart with Brad Davis. I had a small part, another boxing movie. So anyway, I spent a lot of time, around boxers and boxers. So there's a lot of parallels. There really is, and I appreciate that. And I saw, as they were. And again, these are the guys who I would really see who really made like an impact on me. I would see these guys: Livingstone Bramble, Hector Camacho. These different guys, yeah.
Yes.
And you would see that they had this kind of, self-expression. It was, again, self-expression.
Right.
They do all of his stuff. It's just like actors. Actors shoot it in action.
Right.
Boxers shoot a punch.
Right.
A jab or whatever.
Right.
Wow. But there's more to it than that. It's what they bring to it. It's what comes out. It's what, so it's all.
It's what you bring to the table.
It's what you're bringing to the table.
Right.
It's all this stuff. So it was, I really learned a lot at that particular point because what you're talking about, that parallel that you were saying that your husband made, the different phases and the difference, you'd see that. Now the height of this and the height of the self-expression and where the person really comes to, if you will, sometimes it's a bad choice of word, but the person's character really comes out in the fight, in the event.
Right. Right.
In the thing.
Yeah.
You can have great actors who are in classrooms, or you can have a great actor who, in rehearsal, they're fantastic. They're just brilliant.
Right.
But then when it comes to the actual time, now let's do it, action.
Right.
They're not.
It doesn't,
they don't transcend,
transcend.
something, And
It's
then
very-
other people do.
Other people, they suck in rehearsal.
They suck.
They suck, and next thing you know, oh, wait a minute, what happened to this guy? Right? It's incredible. But boxing I found boxing very similar with acting.
Yeah.
The whole process, the sparring session, the shadow boxing is a mental game. Joey says it's a mental game. It's not
It's a
as
mental game.
physical as people might think.
No.
It's not. It's a battle. The biggest opponent is ourselves. That's what Joey said. That's our biggest opponent. When we think it's the opponent.
No.
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 Is us, is ourselves. We have to really keep our mind clear. We have to be in the moment. We have to be able to take the fighter and deliver the punch. It's a whole strategy.
Whole strategy, and then learning who you are and learning to trust yourself.
And trust your instincts.
Trust your instincts.
Gloria, I think whenever you're ready, if you can show us the first clip, that would be great. I know that you're by yourself in the control room. I don't want you to panic. Everything is everything is under control. But whenever you're ready, I would love to show the first clip. Just let me know. I don't want to be here sitting down killing time with Danny, because it's impossible to kill time with you, man. You're such a thinker, and you're so sharp, man, so sharp.
Well, it takes one to know one.
Well, it's no. I mean, even talking with my friends, even John. I was talking with John Michael Bolger, and we're talking about you. And he's a brilliant actor. He's a very, very gifted man. You know the craft. You know the game. You go in. Even just seeing the scene that you showed me when I got the clip from Broken Angels, I said that clip, and that's all you need, like 3, 4, 5, 10 seconds. There you go. We have it. Okay. We can make it brighter and brighter, Gloria.
Listen to me, Bobby. A black man will never be accepted into Dominic's world.
I treated you good, Bobby.
That's okay.
Maybe not like a regular family
Trying to
member,
make
but
it
I never
bigger.
called you a nigga.
I'll take care of it, boss. Bring his balls in a bag.
You need an equalizer if you are going to survive this.
I'm just no one buddy paying a friend to visit.
That son of a bitch in there doesn't have any friends.
But didn't that nigga get the memo?
Such a pretty face. I hope it can heal after this, if there is an after this. And I guess you have cheeks to thank for this predicament.
He's making me fight this time. I made her a promise. Keeping promises is the first for you. What's the signal again? When the body starts to drop.
You, young lady, are supposed to be a no-holds-barred killing machine. The family is looking to bump me up, and Bobby Cheeks will not jeopardize it.
You know what I'm talking about, Danny? I mean, anybody can see it. Anybody can feel it. You know, it's something about greatness that I think everybody have a feeling. What are we listening? Are we going to, oh, we got an opening there. We got some music going on. Gloria got carried away with the control room. That's my girl. I love her to death. I'm not making fun of you, Gloria. I love you. You're a mother figure to me. And we know as women what it's like to come here and do a show on a weekly basis. It's crazy.
Oh, I bet.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just to sit down and you have to look like you're cool and everything is under control and you got everything figured out. No. It's
There's
a
a
lot
million
of
things you have to
There's
keep
a
in
million
mind.
things
right?
that you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to be
yeah.
aware of, and it's a tricky, like, to keep your mind just away from that and just keep your mind in this moment here.
Yeah.
Is a tricky thing.
It's a lot, right?
Pressure is on, but baby, this is what we do. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Snitches. Let's talk about that.
Sure. Snitches is a film by Steve Rahaman from Rahaman Studios. And we're having our second premiere on August the 20th.
Okay, that's coming up.
That's coming up at the Anthology Theater on 2nd Avenue and 2nd Street. And so I'm really looking forward to that. I saw I went to the last premiere, and so before that I saw the director's cut. He cut off about 15 minutes off of the film. And it's another very compelling, very violent film. There's a lot of violence, a lot of, cutting up and shooting and stabbing, and et cetera, et cetera. And I play some sort of a, I don't know how to describe it, the part that I play. It's a sort of like a comic relief almost. And he's taking a turn. Steve sort of took a turn there, borrowed a page from, like, I guess maybe like from John Cassavetes or something. So it's very much like, not really trying not to do anything.
Right,
Just putting yourself in a situation and we'll see what happens. I'll follow you around with a camera, try to get any kind of consciousness